everybody, welcome to Fit Tip Tuesday. Today I'm going to do part 2 of Is Your Bust Dart in the Right Spot? Last week I shared how to determine where your bust dart needs to be located on your pattern, and I'll put a link to that video below if you missed it. Today I want to talk about another topic that has to do with your bust dart. I got some comments and a little bit of a discussion with one of my subscribers about how they get their bust dart in the right spot and also add vertical length for their bust. One of the things that people try to do when they're fitting their bust and they see that they need more vertical length because their hem is picking up is they cut across the entire front, lower it, and that also adds length to your side seam. So then you have to also add length to the back. Okay, so you'd have to slash across and lower the back as well to keep your side seams the same length. And that can help a little bit, and it can be sort of a band-aid for fitting your bust, because if the pattern you're working with is wider right under the armhole, and you cut it and slide it down, you are actually bringing some of the fuller part of the pattern closer or more in a line with your bust, and that will get it to fit better. But here's what I want you to think about. I'm going to turn sideways, okay? And what I want you to notice, I'm going to stand up and turn sideways. What I want you to notice is the vertical length from my high bust over my bust and then down to my waist. And then if you compare that to what's going on in the back, from like the base of my neck to my waist, you can see that the vertical length is longer in the front than it is in the back. Because in the front, I am going around and down, and in the back, I'm just going down. You know, I'm a good example for this because I have a G cup sized bust. And what I'm trying to show you here is if you lower the front and you lower the back, you're not adding more length to the front compared to the back, you're just lengthening them both. So while that can help fit your pattern a little bit, or it could make your bust fit a little bit better, because again, you may be lowering the fuller part of the top of your bodice down a little bit, it really doesn't solve your problem. So in the effort of being organized, for this tutorial, you are going to need some Scotch tape. You are going to need a clear grid ruler. You're going to need some colored markers or pencils. You're also going to need either paper, scissors, or a rotary cutter and a mat. I'm cutting on my Big Mat rotary cutting surface cutting mat that I absolutely love, so I will be using my rotary cutter. If anybody is crying because their mat is not in the best shape, definitely check the link below to the Big Mat Rotary Cutting Surface Company, because their cutting mats are amazing. And they are such nice people. So if you need a new cutting mat, check them out. All right, so now what I'm going to do is just show you here. I've got a front. Okay, so here I have my front and my back side by side. And what I want to do is show you that the way you can make more vertical length in the front while leaving the back alone is to adjust the size of your bust cup. And that is commonly known as a full bust adjustment. And the reason why this works is because we're going to be adding vertical length to the center front and over the apex of your bust while leaving the side seam the same. And if you're working with a pattern that has a dart, the dart itself will get bigger. So the amount of vertical length we're adding gets absorbed by the dart. So if your bust dart is in the right spot, but it's still pulling, or you still have wrinkles either coming from your bust to your armhole or from your bust to like to the base of your armhole. Like if it's pulling here, you need more cup size. So to do a full bust adjustment, I'm just going to draw in my front notch to my armhole there. We are going to draw some guidelines. So the first guideline I'm going to draw is straight through my bust start, and I'm just going to make a green dot here for my apex. So my apex is approximately here. I am going to draw a diagonal line from my armhole front notch to my apex, and I also have through the dart. Then I'm going to draw a vertical line from my apex down to my hem. So what we're going to do here is, again, remember the goal is to create more room vertically for our bust. So I'm going to cut the pattern off here, and I'm also going to cut along this vertical line. So the first thing I want to do is I am going to get myself some paper. So you need scraps of paper too in my pre-tutorial supply list. I am just going to put a piece of paper here, but before I do that, let me just cut from my diagonal line to my armhole, but not through it. So basically what I'm doing is I'm making a hinge here, okay, and then I'm going to tape some paper to the lower edge of my center front. So I'm not taping this down yet, I'm just taping this part. And then just to make it easy to reattach, I'm just going to continue my center front down. Okay. And then let's say I want to add a 1/2 inch. Okay, I just need a little bit of extra length. And one way that you can guesstimate how much you need is to look and see how much your front hem is picking up at the center front. So if you're wearing a shirt and you can see it dipping up or picking up at center front, kind of look at that and say to yourself, all right, it's picking up about a 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, you know, whatever it is. You're going to draw that here, okay? And then I'm going to tape back this area here. So my center front edge, I'm lining it back up. I'm making sure that my center front continues to remain straight, because if you're working with a button-down shirt or a cardigan, you know, you want this edge right here to remain perfectly straight. So you can see here now I've added this vertical length in. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to spread my diagonal dart, or the diagonal guideline, a 1/2 inch as well. And I'm measuring that 1/2 inch down here. Okay, so right here, 1/2 inch. And then I'm going to tape that into place. Okay, and then I'm just going to put this back here like this. So technically I didn't have to cut this, but I just wanted to show you this is really the area we're moving down that amount. And you'll notice that what's happening here is our bust start just got bigger. So I'm just going to show you here. We're spreading it. But then what we also need to take into consideration now is you can see that the legs of our bust starts are not agreeing and our side seams are not agreeing. So what I'm going to do here now is I'll use a different color. I'm going to reestablish the tip of my dart right here. Okay, so I'm leaving it approximately where it was. Then I'm going to measure and redraw my top dart. 3 3/4. Now I'm going to measure this side and I'm going to get my 3 3/4. 3 3/4 right here. Okay, so I'm extending my other dart leg to here. So then I'm just going to add to my side seam like this. So what I've done is I've created a shaped side seam, and my bust dart's legs are now the same, and we've added all of this vertical length for your bust. Okay, so now the last step is, you know that when you have a bust dart, there is some shape over here in the seam allowance. So if you have an A to C cup, you're going to close your dart with the dart intake down, pressed down. And if you have a D or a D plus or bigger bust dart, you're actually going to press it up. So let me just show you that. I'm just taping this down so everything will fold nicely here. So what I'm going to do is, I want this to face up because I have a G cup. So I'm going to press or fold my top dart leg on the top dart leg line. And then I'm going to join it to my lower dart leg. And I just want to show you here that you are creating a cup shape. So see how this will not lay flat. So we've created our cup shape and we've made it bigger. And if I cut out my side seam with it folded, notice now I have the side shape of my dart. Okay, so see that peak here? That's the shape you would expect to create. And so what we've done is we have created a side seam that is still a similar length. Okay, we didn't change the length of the side seam. So if I put the back there, it's still going to match up. But we did add a 1/2 inch of extra vertical length through the center of the pattern, and we made a bigger cup to make room and also length for the bust. So this is a better alternative, you know, increasing your cup size and adding some vertical length is a better adjustment than just cutting through and lowering the whole front and back. If anybody has any questions or comments about this, you can post those below and I will help you. I hope you're enjoying these Fit Tip Tuesdays. If you are, please consider subscribing to my channel. Also, I want to remind you all, you have one more day to enter to win an Oliso Iron, either the fabulous full-size iron or the mini iron. Let me just show you that. Okay, so I have both of these as giveaways for my 3rd week of celebrating 25,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. So I want to thank everybody for fitting along with me. All you have to do is click the links below the video and comment about what you would iron with your new Oliso Iron or mini project iron, and then also go and follow Oliso either on Facebook or Instagram. And actually, if you want to enter twice, just go ahead and comment under both videos in both places, and you actually will have 4 chances to win either the mini iron or the full-size iron. The full-size iron also comes with the ironing board cover, an Oliso ironing board cover, so it's a really nice prize. So go over and enter, follow me on Instagram, follow Oliso on Instagram, head over to my business Facebook page, comment there, like my business page, go like Oliso's business page, and you're good to go. My social media manager will pick a random winner on Thursday, and we will announce it on Thursday. Then on Friday, I am so excited to tell you all about the grand prize. I have an amazing grand prize for you um, to be the finale of my 25,000 subscriber celebration. So definitely check out FabFit Friday this week live at 1 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So I hope I see you there. Thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.